Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Melissa with Modernly Old Fashioned, a blog where I share our homesteading lifestyle. Today I want to talk to you about steam juicing. Last year I got a steam juicer to help mainly with grapes when I make a lot of grape juice. But I have found it so awesome for many types of fruits and vegetables to juice. It's so much less of a mess and it's easy and pretty much hands-free. And so I want to show you the process of that today. Disclaimer, we are in the middle of, or I should say we're at the end, yay, of a kitchen remodel. So my walls look a little weird and there's no microwave up there where there should be. But that's coming soon and we're almost done, yay. But this couldn't wait any longer. We went mulberry picking on the 4th of July, and so that video is in the description below. And I want to make some mulberry juice for making jelly. Okay everyone, so here is my steam juicer. I have the Victorio steam juicer, the deluxe stainless steel model. I ended up ordering this one. I had a different one first and I was not a fan of it. I thought it let too much steam escape and it just didn't seem to work as wonderfully as I hoped it had. So this is what I have now, and it does still let some steam escape, but we kind of realize that's gotta happen, otherwise you have a pressure cooker, you know, you're just gonna build up so much steam that your pot is gonna explode. So you will have some steam escaping, but it shouldn't be very much. This one has a glass lid, which I like. Sorry, my nails are so gross from mulberry picking still. They're super stained. But so it has a glass lid, and that's pretty heavy, so it really stays on well. And next is the basket, and this is where the fruit goes. So you can fill that right up, stem and all. Everything can just go right in there. That's the wonderful thing about steam juicing. You don't have to take out the stems or anything like that. And you want to clean your fruit still, and obviously make sure there's no like bugs or leaves or anything like that in there, but you can just throw it all in there. And then next down here, this is where the juice collects. It has this angled piece so that it does not, the juice does not go down into the water. And then over here, this is where the juice will come out into the hose right here. And this is where your pure juice comes out, and you can put that right into a jar and can it, or save it for making jelly or whatever you want to do. And then this is where the water goes. And now when you get it, it doesn't look spotted like that. That is just because I had accidentally let it run too dry once, and so it just got those. It didn't do anything to it. It's just superficial marks. It's discoloration, and that's all. Some people recommended putting marbles in the bottom of the pan where the water goes, and that will alert you if it's getting too low. They'll rattle, but I found that they rattled constantly no matter how much water I had, and it drove me crazy. So I just kind of figure out how long my juicer lasts before it needs more water, and I check it regularly. So you put it together like this. Water goes down here. The juice will collect in here, so you want this empty. And your basket goes on top here. Farther back so you can see it a little better. And then your lid. So that's it. There it is. That's how it goes. And then you just turn your stove up to high and you let it steam away. Now I will show you exactly how I'm going to do this, and I will be using mulberries today. Okay, first off, you want 5 quarts of water, so 20 cups of water goes in the bottom pan. So I just use one of my Pampered Chef bowls. They have the cup reading on the inside. I love these because I do a lot of large measuring of liquids, and so these work wonderfully. This one's only 16 cup. This is the one I would normally use, but it has my mulberries in it. So we have 5 quarts in there of water. And then you want to make sure you have your berries all ready. I went through yesterday and I took out all the bugs. Ew, there are bugs. I mean, they come from the woods, and sticks and leaves and any bad ones. But yeah, that's them. I have about 10 cups or so of berries. And as you can see, the stems are still on. No need to take them off. No matter what you're doing with mulberries, do not waste your time taking the stems off of them. It will drive you crazy, and it's not necessary. They like, even when you cook them in a pie, you see my pie recipe, I leave the stems on because you don't even taste them. They're so little that I guess you get a little extra fiber, but there's nothing wrong with them. They kind of dissolve to nothing, and they're not going to hurt you at all. So my advice, please do not de-stem your mulberries unless you want to go crazy. Just don't do it. Okay, next, so now we will put this back together. Again, this is where the juice collects. This is where the fruit goes. So just dump it right in. Obviously the juice that was already in there is going to go right through, and that's fine. And you put your lid on and you turn your stove on to high. My hands are already purple and I probably just wiped it on my face. I bet you I have purple on my face, don't I? This did not fill very much in here. You can see it's probably up to about here. But that's just the mulberries that I had. You don't have to do a full basket. If you don't have that, you can do whatever you have of whatever fruit or vegetable you want to be juicing. You're gonna let your stove cook. Make sure that is clamped, and the steam will start building. You will see steam start collecting in the top here, and your juice will start flowing. And what happens is it pulls all the steam up. The steam cooks it and all the juice falls down, and all you are left with is dried, or almost dry pulp, whatever's left of your fruit. With these, the mulberries, the pulp of the mulberries and the stems is what I'll be left with, and there won't be much at all. It's pretty amazing how efficient this is. And then once the juice gets up to a certain level, it'll start coming out the tube, and then you can start collecting it. And I will show you in a little bit how I collect the juice. For now, I just set it off to the side for a little while until I know it's been building up juice and that there's juice to come out. So that is all we will do for now. We'll just let it go, and I will come back when it's time to start collecting the juice. Okay, it's been about 45 minutes or so, and it is time to just kind of check. Mainly I'm checking to see if the water level is good here. And if you were to have a full basket of, let's say, grapes or something like that, you would also want to make sure this is not overflowing. But again, once the juice gets about this high in there, it starts actually running out here. So unless you really weren't paying attention, it would probably be hard to have it get way too much juice inside there. So again, I'm going to check the water level, but before I do that, I'm going to show you I think it's kind of cool what happens when you take the lid off. What happens to the berries? You can tell they kind of like suck down. So if you watch them, oh man, I guess you can't really tell as well in there, but so you can already see this was about up to that line is where it was filled to. So it has reduced quite a bit already. Quite amazing. It's, like I said, it's been about 45 minutes. So we're going to put this on. Obviously you want to not disturb it as much as possible, because when you lift the lid, the steam escapes and all that. But we do have to keep an eye on it every once in a while. So be very careful when you are checking any of this, because steam burns are no joke. So just keep an eye on that, or just keep that in the back of your mind, and make sure if you have little kids to keep them away when you are checking this. So I'll put my camera back on the stand so that I can check the water level. I can't do that single-handedly. Alright, so I am going to check the water level now and make sure that our water It's not getting too low. Again, if it gets too low, you can burn your pot. Just want to keep an eye on it. Every stove is going to be different with how it heats, so that's just going to be kind of something you're going to have to figure out on your own. But again, I check it. Like I said, it's been about 45 minutes or so. A little bit less that it's built up steam, but just kind of keep a little bit of a close eye on it. There we go. So again, be careful. You could use oven mitts. Probably would be smart, but I'm just gonna go for it. And my water level is about half or so. So I'm going to go get some more water and put it in. And the little one just woke up, so it might get loud. So this is going to be the tricky part, is to add more water once you already have berries and stuff in there. Again, that was probably the most dangerous part. Just keep an eye on, or just try your best. She's awake, and she doesn't wake up happy sometimes. What do we have? A car, and a monkey. And her brother did her hair, so beautiful. A monkey. Okay. All right, we're gonna let it go a little bit longer. That won't take too much longer before we're done. Okay, we are back. The juice has been going for actually a little over 2 hours now. Kind of got a little sidetracked, and we're doing other things, but the water level is good, so I've been keeping an eye on that. And my father-in-law is on his way over to cut the countertop for the kitchen sink, so I gotta get this done. So right now the berries they're pretty much, there's still some juice in them, so I'm gonna actually let this go a little bit longer. I'll show you how to get the liquid out. And like I said, my father-in-law is on his way, so I want to get this done now. Now, what I end up doing, I don't know if this just works best for me, is I have this kitchen stool here, and so I just put that in front of the stove with a bowl, a clean bowl, and I just do this and let it drain. If there's not enough liquid, if it's not high enough to drain by itself, you can tip it. But normally, if there's higher liquid, it'll just drain out by itself. So I'm gonna quick grab a couple oven mitts and use that. The steam's pretty warm right now, and so I'll just show you. See, all I have to do is tip it just a little bit, and there it goes. It's flowing out here into my bowl there. I might even be able to set it back. Nope, it's not high enough. Sometimes you just need to get it going and then it'll go, but this just must not be high enough. Now what you could do, if you are, let's say you're juicing grapes and you're making grape juice, you could just put your jar, pint, quart, whatever size jar you want. If it's sterilized, it's all ready to go, you could have your canner going, and you can fill that up with this juice, whatever juice you are doing, and you can just can it right off the bat. Just put it right from here into the canner. It's warm, or I shouldn't say, it's hot, it's sterile, and so you don't have to do the repeat process of draining it and then heating it up, putting it in your jars, and go right from here to your jars to the canner. So that's really, really awesome. Usually when you juice fruit on the stove, you would fill your pot up with the fruit, and then you would add water to about the level of the fruit. And then you would boil it and boil it and boil it until the fruit is soft, and then you would strain it through a colander. And so in that case, you're not getting 100% juice, you are getting water in your juice, which is still really, really good. It's still really healthy. You're making it yourself. It's great, but this is pure 100% juice. So then you also have to remember with your recipes that it might be a little bit stronger flavor. Like my jam is gonna have more of a mulberry flavor because it's only mulberry juice. It's not any water. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to not pay attention to my kids in the background, so I'm sorry. They're loud. That happens with 3 kids. Now the pulp that is left over in here, it's going to be quite dry and everything. There's a lot of the nutrients have been sucked out of it, so it's not necessarily the healthiest. There's really nothing that like a human could benefit from using it. So you could compost it. I give it to my chickens or my pigs, depending on what it is or what I feel like wants it that day. I don't know. They get to take turns on the scraps. So don't feel like you're wasteful. There's not really much left, and so just give it to the animals or compost it or throw it in your garbage or whatever. But you've gotten most of the nutrients out when you have juiced. I'm going to take this juice and put it in the fridge actually, because I will make jam with it or jelly with it a little later. I can't do it tonight since my father-in-law's coming over, but probably tomorrow I will make some jelly with it. Okay, so I'm just going to let that run, and that is steam juicing. Let me know in the comments if you have ever used a steam juicer. What's your favorite thing to juice in the steam juicer? Thank you for joining me. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Again, comment in the description below. I'd love to hear if you've used a steam juicer or if you plan to, or just give me an idea of something I can juice. Obviously there's fruits and stuff, but what else? What else do you think we could do? So, thank you for stopping by the Homestead.